I had good ASVAB score results, and the Marines had told me they wanted me in a slot as a high-speed satellite technician. Back in 1999, that sounded like some high-level, cutting-edge technological stuff. Of course, knowing what I know now, it was probably just an infantryman RTO, radio telephone operator, setting up the portable satellite communications antenna while under fire. My mother will go up and down on how my love for the Army came from an observation of a war games demonstration when I was around 10 years old. My cousins had been living with us at that point for a short stint of time. Their father, my Uncle Alan, was a veteran who had served in the Air Force somewhere around the Korean conflict era. I think it was post-war, but prior to Vietnam. That's where his brothers got sucked into the service. Alan was trying to get his situation straightened out in California as a truck driver, so his two boys were staying with us back in Connecticut. Either way, maybe the demonstration did leave a lasting impression on both me and my older cousin Jeremy, who later joined the Marines in an attempt to be a badass not to be messed with in his father's eyes because he felt abandoned and bullied by him at a young age. Maybe it was a bit of that, or maybe my uncle was trying to inject some adversity into the kid's life to toughen him up for the challenges later on. Whatever the case, Jeremy made his father proud in the long run. It was a joint exercise with the National Guard and some reserves units that hosted the event, but it was a good-sized production that involved vehicles, troops moving to contact, mortars, a tank or two, and some helicopters that did a few flyovers. They had a machine gun emplacement and were allowing kids to fire the M60 from inside the fighting position emplacement that was dug out. Even as a little boy, I went full cyclic and was removed from the firing position rather quickly while the barrel was left smoking in the background. The best part for us was being allowed to collect the brass and links to fashion some gun belts out of them. I now know the guys on the detail just didn't want to pick up all the spent shells after a day of firing like that. These days, the range shack won't allow that type of nonsense, as every round needs to be accounted for and the expended brass turn-in has to be within a certain weight to pass inspection. It's all turned in to be melted down and recycled into what will probably end up as just more shell casings to support the never-ending war machine once again. I ended up being talked out of joining the military at the time because my parents dangled college in front of me with a promise to pay for it. I could go into the service later as an officer with full support from them if I still wanted to serve at the time of graduation. I should have followed my gut instinct.